How's it going, Godzilla fans, Kaiju fans, collectors, and just general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla 1964 coming back to you with yet another figure review. This time we're going to be reviewing the Godzilla 1973 Bandai Movie Monster Series figure. I can't pronounce words today, but getting back to this figure, starting off with detail for this guy. The detail on this guy is really good, and it's a totally different sculpt from the past, Godzilla this suit versions that we got, because you got the pudgy face and you got the friendlier looking face. This is a movie with Godzilla, Jaguar, Megalon, and Gigan, so you got the friendlier looking face Godzilla, which I really appreciate the Bandai doing for the fans pretty much and the figure collectors, because I like this guy. And spoilers for my 1975 Godzilla figure review that goes along with the Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla, but I said I would revisit if that figure was my favorite, and spoilers, this figure is probably my favorite version of this Godzilla suit figures that Bandai's came out with. So let me show you why. Detail on this guy, face detail is very nicely done. You got the pudgy face going on here with this kind of no teeth showing, not open mouth version, which I really like because it's a different take on Godzilla, on a Godzilla suit, than what we've got in the past, because a lot of the Godzilla suit figures are their mouths are open, so it's cool to see that this one's mouth is closed. The eyes are very nicely detailed. The pupils actually sculpted into the eye. Camera will just catch it here. Yeah, spoilers for paint, by the way. The middle part of the pupil is painted brown, which I like, but you got the brow here, which is very nicely detailed and sculpted. I like the way that they sculpted Godzilla's brow here. Godzilla's arms, you got this kind of the same suit detail going on the arms, down the legs. Speaking of the legs, feet, Godzilla's feet are very nicely detailed. I like how they added this really extra kind of skin texture for the toes here. Nails are very nicely detailed as well. Then you have Godzilla's arm and lean down on his hands, which the hands, something really cool with Godzilla's hands here. They have little bumps on them, which aren't as apparent on the other figures, so I kind of like that they included this on Godzilla's hands. I'm not sure what they are supposed to be. If you know what they're supposed to be, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. But yeah, it's just a cool little detail that I like that Bandai added. Inside of the hand detail for Godzilla is very nicely done. Fingernails are very nicely done as well. Then you got Godzilla's chest here. The chest part's very nicely done. You have similar dots here that were on the 75 and the 74 figure, but on this figure they're a lot smaller, so it's kind of interesting that I wonder if they're supposed to grow, I guess, as Godzilla aged, as the suits went on, or if it's just a figure thing. And I'm pretty sure it might just be a figure thing, but it's just a really cool detail Bandai added. Going to the Godzilla spines over here, the spines are all very nicely detailed. The details are a little more mute versus on the Godzilla 1975 figure spines or the 74 figure spines, but it's not something I really mind because there's still quite a bit of detail there. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of detail on these Godzilla spines. Plus, they're all painted from the first spine all the way down. They are all painted to the tip of the tail. So I appreciate that, Bandai. And since we're on paint now, here's something cool. Godzilla's fingernails are painted copper, as well as his toenails. You got the brown paint for the chest, which accents the chest very nicely. No paint on the knees, which in the next video you'll see why I'm bringing up the knees, because Godzilla 1975 has knee colors. I should just honestly compare them one day in the figure review. Eyes are very nicely painted, like I mentioned before. Though the pupil is very nicely painted, but in the center of the pupil there's brown eye paint. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but there's brown eye paint in that, and I really like the creative decision that Bandai made with this, because it really paid off. Really nice, really awesome. So paint for this guy, Bandai knocks it out of the freaking park. Love the paint on this guy. Moving articulation for Godzilla, 1973. Both of his arms can move 360. His legs can move 360, just gotta be careful of the tail. I'm not gonna move them 360, I'm not gonna push it. There is, however, no head articulation for this Godzilla, which honestly for me, it's not really a biggie. It's a new sculpt, and I don't mind. I just appreciate that this is, you know, we got this Godzilla, because I never thought we would actually get some form like this, and it's really cool that we are. Before I forget, for articulation, there's a glue cell at the tail, however, the tail does not move. Yeah, that's pretty much it for articulation for Godzilla 1973. Here's Godzilla 1973 next to the full roster for Godzilla vs. Megalon. We have Jet Jaguar here, Godzilla, Megalon, and Gigan. So, size-wise, I'm not sure how accurate this is, because it's been a while since I watched the movie, and I can't recall if Megalon is supposed to be this short and if Jet Jaguar is supposed to be this tall, because I don't think Jet Jaguar is generally this tall. I think he's like about Godzilla's height. This figure just might be a little tall, but yeah. Then Gigan, I know, is perfectly sized up with this guy because he's about the same height, with the hook at the top giving him a little more height. I know Megalon's horn thing gives it a little more height, but I just thought he was taller, honestly, in the movie. But it might just be because Jet Jaguar is so freaking big that he's kind of thrown off the size portion of it. Honestly though, play value, the size for all four of these figures works out perfectly, because they're practically around the same size, and they're practically in the same size to ratio for the movie. So it's like, you know, for me, it's not really a big deal that this guy's really tall, or that it seems a little off, because it may not be off. My information might just be not the best, because it's been a while since I watched the movie. Yeah. Let me just say this. Jet Jaguar is just too tall, size-wise, but everything else is pretty much perfect. It's not a fault for Jet Jaguar, it's just, you know, the way the figure was made, and I don't mind it, to be honest with you, because Jet Jaguar does deserve some love. And he got it by bulking up in size, which, you know, now that I think of it, I'm pretty sure he can get bigger than Godzilla if he needed to, because of his whole size change power back in the Showa series. So this may not be too far off. Yeah, let's just go with size is pretty much perfect after going through the whole run. Sound good? Sounds good. But this will do it for today's review, you guys. Do I recommend you guys get this Godzilla figure? Yes. If you guys do not have a Godzilla figure to go with the, or pretty much if you don't have a let me correct that. If you do not have a 1973 to 75 Godzilla figure yet, this guy would be a good figure to get, because, you know, he's a really, really nice Godzilla 1973 figure, and he could pass off as a 74, 75 Godzilla figure. Not as much as some may like it to, but he could, because it's pretty much the same suit. But if you're a Showa Godzilla fan, heck, you should still pick this guy up, because he's still one of the Godzilla suits. And if you're one of those Godzilla suit completionist fanatics, like kind of I am, you know, you don't want to miss out on this guy, especially before he hits aftermarket. We all know what the aftermarket does to Godzilla figures and the pricing for them. So just, yeah, if you have the chance, pick them up. If you're a Showa Godzilla fan, pick them up. If you're a fan of Godzilla vs. Megalon, pick them up. I'm borderline if I should tell you guys to pick it up if you're a fan of the Godzilla 1973 to 75 versions, because it's really your preference which suit's your favorite. They're all pretty much the same suit, they just have very different expressions, I feel. But yeah, this is still a very worthy figure to pick up, is pretty much my point. But yeah, this will do it for today's review, you guys. If you guys liked this video, do be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. If you guys think I may miss anything, please be sure to leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Or if you think that Jet Jaguar is actually supposed to be this size, And if you like what you see in the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. That way we can hit that 500 subscriber mark. But this has been Chanzilla 1964 saying until next time, guys. Peace, peace.